So in today's video, I wanted to tell you how party planning went for my son's second birthday that we had for him this weekend. And this is probably my favorite part. Being our first kids party, I did learn some tips and tricks along the way that I wish I had known in the first place. All in, I was like, let's do this. And then also I have some tips for you of how you can throw a party that people will remember. And I'll put up some pictures, of course, of the wonderful day. Hey fam, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to tell you how party planning went for my son's second birthday that we had for him this weekend. And this was our actual first time planning a kid's birthday party. My son is 2 now, and last year when he turned 1 was during a pandemic, so we couldn't really have a big get together. But this year I wanted to go all out for him, so we rented a spot and we had friends and family and food and music, and it was everything. And being our first kids party, I did learn some tips and tricks along the way that I wish I had known in the first place, but I wanted to share some of those tips with you. I will also be including a checklist down below so you have something that you can follow for the next time that you're planning a kid's birthday party, or any party for that matter. You have a checklist that you can follow so you don't forget anything. And then also I have some tips for you of how you can throw a party that people will remember. So stick around. So if you'll see behind me, we still have my son's birthday balloons that we will be hanging in the house for a while. You guys have to see this cuteness right here. But how cute is this little jumper? Boing, boing. She's been loving this thing. She's been bouncing around all day long, playing with those little toys. She's been very busy. So first of all, I don't always dress like this, but I am on theme for my son's second birthday, and our theme was too legit to quit. Get it? Too legit. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Was when you are party planning, the first thing you want to think of is a theme. You don't always have to have a theme. Just happy birthday itself is a theme, but it's always fun to come up with a theme because it's easier to come up with the little details and everything for decorating. Are you laughing at me? You're so cute. You can really customize the day and it makes it really fun. After you pick a theme, you want to figure out how many guests you're going to have, who you're going to invite, and then once you have a rough estimate of how many people you have, then you want to start looking for a venue before you send out your invitations, because some venues have a limit on how many people they can have, especially now after a pandemic. A lot of people are limiting or capping how many guests you're allowed to invite to events. Once you have your venue picked out and your rough estimate of guests, then you can decide on who you can actually invite to the event. Okay, so this is where your budget also comes into play, because some venues have different size rooms depending on your budget and how much you're willing to spend. Depending on how many guests you have, the size of room you're gonna need, and this is where your budget is going to play a role. Also, when you're picking out a venue, you want to consider the weather. So if you live in California, like I used to live, weather wasn't really an issue and it wasn't something that we really talked about very often. But living in Vancouver, where it rains like 300 days out of the year, feels like sometimes, we can't always have outdoor parties, especially now in spring when it's raining like every single day. So we had to do an indoor venue. So you want to consider the weather when you're picking a venue also. Okay, so anyway, so once you have your venue figured out, your budget, and then how many guests you want to invite, then it's time to send out your invitations. So invitations are fun. You can either pick your invitations from a store. You can buy them at like Party City or Amazon or whatever. You can build them online. You can go to websites that can custom create them for you, and then you buy a package of invitations and then they print it and send it to you, and then you can send out hard copies to people. Those are really fun, but they can be pricey. You could also make your own. It's a nice little handmade touch to your invitations, which can be really cute too, especially if the kids can contribute in some way, like a handprint or something. But also nowadays we have Facebook where we can just send out digital invitations and make your life easier. So whatever floats your boat, you can print it, make it yourself, buy it, or just send out a digital invite. Okay, after your invitations go out, then you really want to think about your menu for the party. It's good to think about this way in advance because some restaurants need a... Okay, open this one. It's good to think about this way in advance because some restaurants need a heads up, especially if you're going to be catering an event because you don't want your day to be booked by someone else, so you have to book it way in advance. You also want to consider if people have allergies or food restrictions, if you have vegetarians or vegans coming to your party. We had some people who were Catholic and it was a Friday, so they could not eat meat, so we had seafood as an option, which they really appreciated. Another thing I learned this weekend was you're gonna want to order more food than you think you need. So we ended up having a lot of leftovers, like not too much, but we had enough that we could take home and we all had dinner that night. So that was nice. But the point was that people had a serving, a plate full of food. Some people even went back for seconds. So everybody's full, everybody's happy when they left the party. Now, we had our party from 5 to 7 p.m. So it was dinner time. So people were expecting you to feed them at the party. And you also have to consider that when you are throwing a party is what time is your event? Because if it's during lunch or dinner or breakfast, people are going to need to eat. So you have to think about that. Sorry, if you could hear that, my husband just bought a new motorcycle, so he's downstairs playing with it. And I swear he's playing with that thing every day. And he just got home from work and he's like, I'm gonna go play with my motorcycle. So that's what he's doing. So I'm sorry if you hear the engine in the background. It's quiet now, but yeah, if you've been hearing it, that's what it is. The next item to prepare for your party is the decorations, and this is probably my favorite part of the whole process. I had a party planning business for a couple years and it was really fun, but it was just really time consuming, especially with 2 kids, and I was pregnant at the time with Nora and it was just too much. So it didn't work out, but I still have a love of decorating for parties and party planning. So when it came time for the decorations, I was all in. I was like, let's do this. So I have some great tips. So when it comes to decorations, you can either buy your decorations or you can make some of them, or you can do like a combination of the two, which is really fun. I will link some of the spots where I got my decorations down below. Amazon always has some amazing stuff. They even have really beautiful like balloon garlands. And I know sometimes when you are searching for balloon garlands, they can be pretty pricey nowadays. So if you are willing to put in the time and the effort to do it yourself, I would recommend going on Amazon and just buying your own balloon garland. And pro tip, buy the machine. The machine's like, I think $30. We have used that machine so many times. Everybody always borrows the balloon machine and they do balloons at their own party. But it is a great investment. So you can go on Amazon for some of your decorations, Party City, Michaels. You can make your own. I printed out some of my decorations, so I was at Staples a few times. So I'll go down the list of decoration ideas. So first, balloons. Balloons are always great to have, especially at a kid's party. Do you want balloon garland? Do you want some floating balloons? So floating balloons you could always buy at Party City. They could do it for you, or you could buy a helium machine, depending on how many you need. If you only need a couple balloons, just do the Party City thing. They do it for you. You just pick it up that day. Everybody wants to think about a backdrop for the cake table. So for our backdrop, I just had a banner hanging, and I'll put up some pictures, of course, of the wonderful day. I made the banner on Microsoft Publisher, got some inspiration online, printed it out from Staples, cut it out, and then just strung the thing and hung it up for the party. And then I had some different ideas for like a backdrop. Could have used like a photographer sheet for the backdrop, but I just printed out some cute wording and used that as a backdrop. Worked just the same on a blank white wall. All good. And then centerpieces. So we had like 6 or 7 little tables for the guests. So I was like, oh, it's going to be a great idea to put some centerpieces on there. So I printed out some cute signs for famous rap lines, but they were kind of tweaked to be kid-friendly. And I bought those off of Etsy and printed them out. Also Etsy, yeah, I forgot, they have some great stuff for party ideas as well. Once I have a theme picked out, I go onto Pinterest and I make a board. If you guys want to follow me on Pinterest, Malia Christina Life, I have a bunch of boards on there. Don't grab the earring. And I created a board for the Too Legit to Quit party, and you'll see some of the inspiration that I have up there. Yeah, so we made some cute centerpieces.
Papa.
Yeah, go say hi. It was so cute. I had Nash's face with some dollar signs and then something that said Too Legit to Quit. And it was great. People loved it. Some of the kids even wanted to take Nash's head home with them as a party favor. So I was like, sure kids, knock yourself out. Okay, the next thing you want to think about is your cake. And you also want to order this pretty far in advance too, because those bakers, man, they get filled up really quickly, especially during the summer. Seems like everybody's having a birthday. So you might want to like book a baker a few months in advance so you don't miss out on your favorite baker. Otherwise, you're going to be scrambling looking for a baker in your city. And then make sure that you have some inspiration pictures for them so they make the cake exactly like you like it. It's kind of difficult since we had like a hip-hop theme. Some of the bakers were like, oh, do you want to put like Snoop Dogg and like Dr. Dre on your cookies for the party? I'm like, I think it's a little much for a toddler's birthday party, so just said maybe just some like sunglasses and Too Legit to Quit and the number 2 with a peace sign or something cute, just, you know, kid-friendly. So that's the other thing. In addition to cake, you want to think about desserts. Like, do you want cake pops or cookies or other kind of desserts and fruits that guests can have? Especially some cute things to fill up your cake table. In addition to the cake, we had some customized cookies for the day that were with the Too Legit to Quit theme. And we also had Sanserval cake bites, cashew crusted little cake bites. But during the party, I remembered that my nephew has a peanut allergy, so we were all worried that there might be some peanuts in these cake bites. So just remember, like I told you, be considerate of people's dietary restrictions, especially at a kid's party, because you don't want any accidents where a kid accidentally grabs a food that they are allergic to and then you have a whole emergency situation on your hands. The next item on my list is don't forget to get a gift for your child from yourself. This often goes overlooked because you're planning so many other things at the same time. Hi, come here, say hi. We planned on getting a bike for Nash. Hi, Nash, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. We planned on getting a bike for him, and that took a couple weeks to come in the mail. So it was a good thing that I thought of it ahead of time because that takes time to get delivered. So you want to think of your gift in advance as well. I got my hands full right now. The next thing you want to think about is the decorations for the cake table. So I didn't have like just a plain white cake stand or some trays for the cookies. So I went to HomeSense, same as Home Goods. So I bought a cake stand and a few matching cake trays. And they turned out being super cute. And they were just white, so like I could always use it in the future for other parties. And I'm planning to use it for baby girl's 6-month birthday, which is coming up next week. Also for the cake table, I got a few, they were like pop-up centerpieces that look like boom boxes to go with the whole 90s hip-hop Too Legit to Quit theme. And after you think of your cake table, you want to think of your food table. And this is important because you want to have all your plates and utensils. Don't forget a knife for the cake. I forgot that last minute, so I had to call my sister-in-law and be like, please bring the cake knife. Oh, and then also serving utensils. They have a bunch at the dollar store. or they have some at Party City, so I got a bunch of white ones to match all the plates. I got a few dessert plates that were gold to match the theme, and some napkins, of course. You'll also want to bring some paper towels in case there are any messes, and trash bags in case the venue doesn't provide them. Like if you're outdoors and you don't have any trash bags. And then, in addition to food, you want to think about beverages. So it's always good to have water, and then you have to think about what kind of drinks you're going to provide. So we had cans, and then we had a little bucket with some ice to chill the cans, and then people just drink out of cans. But you can also do cups. If you're going to do cups, make sure your drinks are chilled, or bring some ice to chill the drinks. And then you gotta think, are you gonna bring juice, soda, water? So just think ahead of time what you're gonna need for the event. You have too much leftover goodies.
Sorry.
How many of those have you had today? Okay, sorry, camera down. How many of these have you had today?
9.
You got 9. They are good though.
No,
They're called jelly straws. They're like Jello in a straw.
No.
Peanut free, the kids love them. So the next thing you want to think about when you're party planning is some sort of entertainment for the kids and for the parents too. We rented a kids play gym, so the kids had like 2 hours to like run around, go crazy, burn some energy, and the adults just hung out at the bottom. It was nice because you have a safe space for your kids, so the adults can like not feel so worried about where their kid is all the time, because they are locked into this like play gym. They have to have, you know, name and an ID to get out with their parent. So the adults feel comfortable that their kid's running around and they're safe. If you don't have some sort of entertainment like that, you could have like bouncy castles, or you know, bumper cars, or depending on your venue where it is, playground if you're at a park, or if you don't have access to any of that, you could always set up some games, and games are always a fun way to entertain the kids. You can also have some adult games to get the adults involved. Another way that we entertained the adults this weekend is I had one of my friends DJ the party, and it was so nice of them. They were able to do it for me, and it was such a nice touch because you don't really see a DJ at a kids party, so everybody was surprised, and it was just a nice finishing touch to have a 90s hip-hop theme party have a DJ, right? Okay, after entertainment, you want to think about your giveaway bags. And I was talking to my sister-in-law, and I was like, do we have to do these stupid giveaway bags? Like, is it really a thing? And she's like, no, the kids expect a giveaway bag, so you have to do the giveaway bags. I'm like, fine. But it was also a nice way to thank everybody for coming. So I put little thank you cards on each of the giveaway bags, like thank you for kicking it at Nash's second birthday party. Ooh, maybe I have some. I'll go get it. Thanks for kicking it at Nash's second birthday party. And it was just a nice way to thank guests for coming. In case you didn't thank all of them, I just put it right there on the giveaway bag and then gave them out. So the giveaway bags, you want to think about, again, food restrictions, allergies. It's just safe practice not to get anything with peanuts. Some ideas for the giveaway bags. You can do chips, cookies, candy, little toys, and they have toys in bulk if you look on Amazon. We got some cute sunglasses last year, and they came in a pack of like 10 or 20. This year I got a bunch of little monster trucks for the boys, and then for the girls I had a coloring book. Yeah, that's from your happy birthday, huh? Where's your toys? Where's your toys from your happy birthday? Yeah. Every time I say happy birthday, he points to his balloons. Okay, what else? Or you can get crackers. We got some fishy crackers for the kids. And a pro tip is just go to Costco because they have packs of like 25 to like 60 packs, individual packs too, of all these cakes or candies, chips, cookies, crackers, everything that you could need, you can find it at Costco. So that is a pro tip. And then yeah, some way to thank guests for coming if you put a thank you card on the giveaway bags, or you thank everybody in person. Maybe you could put something on the toys, or I don't know, one of the cakes or cookies that you give away. Have a way to say thank you to your guests for coming. And that is really it for the list. Now I want to go over some pro tips that I have for you to make the day one that your guests will remember. So having had a party planning business myself, I know that one way to create something that your guests will remember is to have some sort of wow factor. So for us, having a DJ at a kids party was something that people would never expect. And it was a big wow factor and people really enjoyed it. If not a DJ, then a bouncy castle is also a great wow factor. Maybe you could even decorate it with balloons I've seen done. That's really cool. Also a backdrop is a really nice wow factor. You could do pony rides, you could do a photo booth. So you just want to think outside the box. And so I think the biggest thing that I learned from the event this weekend is to have everything ready to go the day before. I mean, start finishing things up leading up to the day before, but the day before, have everything done. Have all the balloons blown up, even if you have to stuff all of those filled balloons in your car or a few cars. Have everything done. Have the centerpieces in their vases or in their frames already ready to go. So the day of, all you have to think about is putting them on the table or putting balloons on the wall, because those are time consuming in themselves. So you want to have as little tasks as possible on the day of, because it can be super stressful. You're going to be running around to different vendors, picking up cookies, picking up cakes, picking up food, picking up helium balloons. So you're going to be running around everywhere. You just want as little stress as possible. I was supposed to have some helpers there to help me set up, but everybody was running late and there was traffic, and it was a good thing that I had everything really done. All I had to do was set it on the table, and then we were ready to go. So even though I didn't have my helpers there, everything was done and ready to go, and it was stress-free. And I'm so grateful that I already had everything planned out and ready to go that day. And the last thing I can say is to go over your checklist before you leave the house, so you don't leave anything at home. I will be including a checklist down below, so you have something you can follow leading up to the day. And before you leave the house, you can go over your checklist to make sure that nothing is left out, so you're not scrambling at the last minute. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you guys are planning an event, I wish you all the best and good luck, and I hope it is a stress-free experience for you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram. I post pictures and videos of our life, and I posted a few reels up there of the actual birthday party. You guys can follow along with us. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Say bye. 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 Bye, sissy. Say bye. Sister. Bye, sister.